So it all started when I made a contribution, unsolicited contribution to a great city councilman and actually great teacher. That's how I met Nelson Esparza initially. I just thought, hey, this guy, he's a good politician, so why not give some support to a good politician when so many bad politicians are able to get all kinds of support. Anyways, he wrote me back a nice letter thanking him, and so I wanted to thank him for his thank you note. So I wrote a letter, and I put his address on it, the address that had been on the letter that he sent to me. Well, turns out, you see that 1744, P.O. Box 1744, that's at the main post office. There is no 1744 post office box at the main post office. So I thought, well, this is kind of funny. So I decided I would write a letter back to him, but when I tried to, of course, it came back to me because there is no 1744. And then I realized, well, maybe I should just hand deliver this letter to him. So I looked around and finally found out that, oh, he's at City Hall. So I thought I'll just go down to City Hall yesterday and, see if he's there and then present to him this letter, which I was going to mail, but I thought it'll be kind of fun to just deliver it by hand and waste a stamp. But it was worth it for the story. So I went down to City Hall, and it's like the airport security. They have these guards that are there in, I guess, sheriff uniforms or something, and you put your items into a plastic bin, and then they go through whatnot. So I had to take off everything, my keys and my other keys, my belt, my bag, everything had to come off. Okay. So then as I was handing the things over to the guard, I'll call him the guard instead of the security guy, he noticed on my keys I had this little thing. And he was like, I don't know if you can bring that in or not. Well, if you're a teacher, you know that teachers, at least in Fresno Unified, are issued a big, bulky 7/16 Allen wrench on a round bent piece of metal. It's the thing that you can unlock panic bars on doors, like to your classroom. So if you want your kids to come in, you can unlock the panic bar so they can walk in without having you to go to the door each time. Well, I decided I was going to make a bunch of these guys, just weld them, and they're much smaller. They probably weigh 1/10 of what the big ones weigh. And I've been giving them out to teachers, and they like having less stuff because they already have so many keys, right? So finally, I explained this to the guy, and he was like, well, I don't know if you can bring that in or not. I mean, clearly we have a weapon here, right? So finally, he decided, okay, yeah, I can bring this in. But then when I put my badge in there, he was like, well, wait, I don't know if you can bring that in or not. I mean, it's a Fresno Unified badge that I wear every day to my classroom. And luckily, another guard said, oh, no, you can bring that in. So I put all my stuff into the bag, the box, and then including my wallet, and I didn't take my pants off. Luckily, they let me go in with those guys on. They trusted me, right? So I got in and went through the thing, and then they have this X-ray machine. And I was putting my stuff all back on, and one of the guards said, where are the screws? Because she had spent quite a long time looking through every nook and cranny, every zipper pouch in my backpack that has a whole bunch of them, and she couldn't find the screws. Well, I realized, oh, I have 3 screws. They're the last screws. They're 1 inch long. And so I said, well, they're in my little eBay thing that I use to carry around for a bunch of stuff. So I got out the 3 screws, which they had seen in the X-ray machine. And they said, oh, you can't bring those in. I said, but, I mean, how deadly could this be? But they said, yeah, no, you can't bring that in. And I said, well, how about, can I just leave this here while I go and see if Nelson's there? And they said, no, you can't do that. you have to take them outside. So I'm thinking, well, hey, why not be a cooperative citizen here? I mean, why should I stand in the way of security? So I took them out to my bike and threw them in the back of my bike, and then came back in, and the guard said, okay, well, can I see your keys? I had to go through the whole thing. I had been outside for 5 seconds, and I had to go through the entire process, my belt, my badge, everything had to come off, the keys, the whole thing. And finally, I was able to get back in without my dangerous screws. Although, luckily, kind of slouchy, they did let me in and didn't ask any questions about this suspicious device this time.